Hey guys, how's it going? It's Devin here and welcome to our second card review video for Vanguard Zero English. And for this time, we will be revealing set 2 and kind of set 3. It's set 2 but it's merged with set 3. So I'm just going to call it set 2 and then set 3 will be the MLB set for the future video for the card review. So let's take a look at what card we can get through set 2. So for this video, you'll learn what card will last through the long run, what card you should invest in, and what card die off after this season. So this is pretty much the video where you decide what is the best card for you to invest in and what card might not be the greatest to invest just because you get it for free in the future. So mainly I'll be revealing the double rares and the triple rare. So I'm just going to instantly go to double and triple. So I'm going to press all, that means you can see all the cards even though some we don't really have. So the new cards for RP, we have the Gamma Grade 2. This is a really good card. I feel like if you're playing a Gamma deck, you need 4 copies of this, Beast Knight Gamma, but it will die off when MLB come out because when MLB is out, there will be 2 builds, the build with Fanglight Gamma or without. Because if you are playing Fanglight Gamma, you can actually play this with it. But since you're already playing Fang or Light Gamma, you don't really need to run this as well. So I'll say this is not a value craft. You should only craft this if you want to play Fang of Night Gamma in this season. But do take note that Gamma will die off when MLB is out, although you can still play Gamma in MLB. And the other build for MLB will be a really standard build, just 4 MLB, 4 Gunsword, and 4 13k attacker, and just 1 card. You can put whatever card in 1. So should I craft this or not? For me, I personally would not be crafting this. So next up, we have Galahad. So this is actually a really good card and a really good deck to play in Season 2, which is right now. And it's kind of budget RP deck. I recommend this deck to people that just got into the game and want to try out RP and they don't really have much material to craft super rare, and this will be your budget paladin option. But again, this card will die off when MLB is out, so do take note. So will I craft this or not? I will craft this if I want to play RP and I am in lack of materials. That means I don't really have materials to craft for any triple rare, and this will be the build to go, and it is tier 2 and it is a solid deck to reach you to legend. So next up we have triple rare for RP, which is Vanguard Gamma. So like I say, it is the same situation as Beast Knight Gamma. So only craft this if you want to play. I would not recommend you to craft because MLB come out, you don't really want to play, although you still can, but I don't recommend it. So I will not craft this card. And also, I feel like Gamma isn't the greatest deck to play right now just because Kagero just burn all your Grade 1, Snowgal, Bluegal, and then it just become useless. And another reason why Fanglight Gamma is bad is because it's 10k base, and right now on Season 2, the new set is out, there's a lot of 11k base cards, so you're better off with those cards like Galahad. As you can see, it is 11k base and this is 10k base, so I will not craft this card. So next up, let's take a look what do we have. So that should be it for Paladin. So next we have Oracle Ting Tang. So the new, okay, I'm going to start with the double rare. So this is the new double rare, Imperial Daughter. So this is a really good card. It's a control variant Oracle Ting Tang deck where you pretty much stay at 21k even if it's on your opponent turn if you meet the requirement, which is have no rear guards on your board. So this is a good control card and you can build a control deck with it because your opponent can't really hit through a Vanguard unless they have a boost and try check a trigger. But this card, it can be good also, but I'll say it's not the greatest because it gets countered really badly by Perfect Rizer because Perfect Rizer is 11k base, and then if they meet their requirement 2 crits, that means they are going to be 23k with 2 crit, and he's going to hit through a Vanguard. Even though you have your extra 10,000 power, it doesn't really matter to them. So I will not craft this also because it die off when Coco is out. Actually not really. You can play this with Coco as well, but I just don't recommend you to craft this just because Full Moon Tsukuyomi is a better choice and it goes further in the long run. So will I craft this or not? I will not craft this. And also you don't play this in your Full Moon Tsukuyomi deck, so that's why I don't craft this. So next up, we have Evil Eye Princess. So this is a good card. to play with your Tsukuyomi, but will I craft this? Let's think about it. I would not craft this. I mean, I actually might craft a few, but I don't think it's a necessary need to craft 4 copies. If you are playing your Full Moon Tsukumi deck and you need some other grade 3 to fill in your slots, for example, you are playing like 11 grade 3 and then you still have 2 slots and you don't know what to put in, you can put in this card. And I guess the craft is fine because it kind of has synergy with Full Moon Tsukuyomi, where you have your 6 soul, you meet the condition, and you can bind a card from your opponent hand. So this is a card where you pretty much go for a final turn play. Otherwise, I won't really call this card down. So why craft it? Maybe. Maybe. Next up, we have Triple Rare for Oracle Tank, and this is one of the best Triple Rare in this set, in my opinion. Full Moon Tsukuyomi. So this card, I highly recommend you guys to craft if you guys want to play, because this Triple Rare, this card, this deck go a long run. Even though when MLB is out, this card is still viable because of its stacks. You can know when to check your trigger, when to draw and when not to draw, and pretty much this is a really good card because you can make plays knowingly know which timing you will check your trigger. So it's a really good card, and why craft this? I will craft this because like I said, it will go a really long run. And even when Coco is out, you don't really want to play Coco. Full Moon Tsukuyomi is still better, so I would definitely give this a craft. So next up, we have Kaigero. So first off, double rare will be Bellicosity Dragon. This is God tier 1 card for Kaigero. You must play 4 in whatever deck Kaigero list you are playing. So this is 100% craft because even when DN is out, you still play this. And Kaigero have a lot of heavy counterblast cards, and this will make your counterblast less heavy and give you more option in the long run. So will I craft this? I will give this a craft for sure. Alright, next up, what do we have here? We have Eclipse. So Eclipse, will I craft this or not? The question is, look at the text. It says Counterblast 2, get the following ability until the end of the turn. When this unit attack hit a Vanguard, you tire 2 of your opponent rear guards, but that is not the case. This card is already been nerfed. That means there is an issue with the text. So do take note that the skill is actually only retire 1 and not 2. So will I craft this? Definitely no, because there's better option out there like Waterfall, Goku. I mean, okay, let's say if I have 4 copy of this, and you don't really have much other choice if you want to play Kaigero, I would say this is your best bet for your budget Kaigero option. But will this last in the long run? Definitely no, because you're not going to play this card in your DN deck in the future, because we are getting DN probably in a month time from now. So why give this a craft? No, but if you are playing a budget deck and you have 3 copies of it and you need your last copy, I would say go for it. Next up, we have a really good Triple Rare, which is another good Triple Rare, one of the best Triple Rare again in this set. First one is Full Moon, and then second one is this, and then we got another one that we will get to it later on. So this is Dragonic Waterfall. So this is a really good card because when you attack the Vanguard, again 3000 power. That is a really solid skill, and this is the first card to have this skill in future set. And also when you attack, discard a grade 3 and this unit get 10,000 power until the end of the turn. So this is a really good card because there's a tier 1 deck right now. It's just a Kaigero deck with a lot of good stuff in it. It's like a tempo mid-range control variant where you just slowly grind your opponent out and then just win them when they are out of resources. And also this is a good card to push for damage just because you can just gain 10,000 power by discarding a grade 3. So that is pretty much getting 2 triggers because 1 trigger is 5,000 power. And also it's just really good in general because you can get through defensive trigger as well. So will I craft this card? The answer is yes, I would definitely craft this card. I will craft 3 or 4 copies, up to you, but this is a safe and good craft because you can still play this card in the future. When DN is out, you can still play 4 copy, you can still play 3 copy, it is still viable. So this is a safe craft and I would definitely give this a craft. So next up we have probably the strongest clan in season 2 and the most efficient clan to use to climb your ranks, and that is Normal Grapple. So let's take a look at the new double rare we got. Let's start with Sturmblaukruger. So this is a really good card, kind of a budget variant of your Normal Grapple as well. All the clan have a budget budget variant, and for Nova Grapple it will be Stern Blaukugel. So I'm just gonna start off saying this, I will not give this a craft just because it is not viable in the future set. You won't be using this when the end is out or even in the long run, but like I said, if you have 3 copy and you need your last copy, you can go for it and craft it just because it is your budget option deck, and this card will be really good if we did not get Perfect Rizer in this season. So for example, Perfect Rizer is not in this set and then this is a triple rare, then this card will be good. But because we have a better option, I will give this not a craft unless you have 3 copy like I said. So next up, it is the Rizer, double rare. This, you definitely need to craft this if you are playing Perfect Rizer because you do need to run at least minimum 3 copy, but I do recommend 4 copies in your deck just because it is a Rizer card and you kind of want to meet your requirement for a Perfect Rizer on the turn you ride it. So why do you want to take that risk? You kind of want to trigger the skill the moment you ride it. So I'll play 4 copy of this card, and why craft this? I will give this a craft because it is an important card in your Rizer deck, and Rizer deck in general lasts pretty long. It lasts for a month at least, I would say, because Rizer will kind of fall off when MLB DN is out, because MLB will just be better than Perfect Rizer, so nobody will be playing Perfect Rizer anymore. So I'll just say if you want to play it, you should craft 4 copies, or at least get up to 4 copies. But do take note that Rizer is only viable for this month, it will just die off when MLB is out. So why give this a craft? Yes, if I'm playing Rizer. So next up, the strongest triple rare we have in this set, which is Perfect Rizer, because this is the first Vanguard card that is out with a critical of 2. That means every time you swing is actually 2 damage instead of 1 if you meet the requirement. So this is the strongest deck in Season 2 right now. And if you are playing this deck, obviously you need 4 copies. Why give this a craft? It's kind of a yes and no answer just because there's reason for crafting and there's reason for not. So I'm just going to get to the reason why you want to craft this, because it is a really good card, and if you're playing this deck, like I said, you need 4 copies. 100% you need 4 copies because this is your main ride. You want to ride this the moment you go to your turn 3. So if you're playing Perfect Rizer deck, you should craft this. So why do I say yes and no? So for the no, I'll give you an explanation right now. Why should you craft this? Because right now we're on Season 2 and the rank reward for Season 2 is Straggling Overlord. But then once we reach Season 4, we will be getting Perfect Rizer as rank reward. That means we are getting it for free. So why do you want to invest your material on a card where you're going to get it for free in the future? So the only reason why you want to do that is because you want to play it now. So if you want to play it now, you should craft it. But if you're patient and you want to wait for a month, because one season lasts for 2 weeks, so just after a month you can get Perfect Rizer through rank rewards. So my answer is yes and no, like I explained. So it is really up to you. Next up, we have Dimensional Police, which is kind of an underrated clan just because it's not the greatest right now, but till we get the support in the future, for example like Great Dayusha, it will definitely be better. But right now, I will give it a tier 2. So let's take a look. Let's start off with, I don't really need to talk about double rare for PG just because PG, you guys all should know what it does. So I kind of want to start off with the double rare. So as you can see, I don't really have much of this card because I didn't pull from the increase rate for Dimensional Police, Dark Irregular, and Pale Moon. So as you can see, we have Cosmo Big. Okay, first of all, I would say this is safe craft because no matter what build you are playing, right, the kind of special threat for Dimensional Police is you need to get to a certain amount of power in your main phase to trigger the skill. So for example, you have Dayusha, you need 14k, 1000 in your main phase. That means if you check a trigger, it doesn't count, and then it will get an extra crit. So this is pretty much a count plus 2, your Vanguard plus 4k, and then an extra crit. So this is a safe craft because you'll be playing this in most of your Dimensional Police deck, and in the future, you'll be using this as well. So why craft this? I'll give this a yes. Next up, we have Die Lady. So this card is kind of similar with the Cosmo Big just now, just that Cosmo Big is on place, but this one you need to hit. So why craft this card? The answer is no, because the skill is hit the Vanguard. You need to hit, so that's one thing. But the other thing is, one unit gain 3k, and most of the time, you kind of want the perfect mark to gain power is actually 4000, not 3000. So the 3000 is going to make it awkward. So for example, your Dayusha, you need 14,000 and it is a 10k base. So even if this hit your Vanguard, your opponent Vanguard, and it gain 3,000 power, it's still not going to trigger Dayusha skill. And for most of the case, it's going to be really awkward for that to happen. So why give this a craft? No, just because Cosmo Big is good enough and you don't really need to play this in your deck in general. So I will not craft this. Next up, probably the strongest double rare we got for Dimensional Police. So this is kind of your Dayusha as well because it have the same skill as Dayusha, just that this card need 15,000 power instead of 14,000 power. But you must be thinking 15,000 power is quite hard to get because most of the time you're only gaining 4,000 power through your other card effect. But do take note that this is a chain right, that means it's going to be an 11k base Vanguard if you meet the requirement. So it's going to be 11k base Vanguard, that means if you have a card like Cosmo Big just now, like I said, you plus 4,000 and it's just going to meet the requirement. So you pretty much just need a card that can transfer power 4,000 to this card, and if you are 11k, then you are good to go. So why give this a craft? The answer is yes, just because we are not getting Great Dayusha anytime soon, and this is more viable compared to Dayusha. So if you're interested in Dimensional Police, this is the build you want to go for. So I will give this a craft. Next up, triple rare. Just gonna go back for a moment because we did miss one, which is here, Commander Laurel. So as you notice, Commander Laurel is actually 7k. In the TCG version, it's actually 4k, and most people don't really play that much copy of it just because it's a 4k, and if you ride it, your opponent can rush you down and deal a lot of damage to you, so you don't want that. But in this game, it's actually 7,000 power, so that's really good. That means you can even play 4 copies if you want to, but I feel like 3 copies is enough, and this is 100% guaranteed craft because no matter what Dimensional Police deck you're playing, you 100% will be playing this card. That means this is a safe craft because no matter how long you are going DP, if you're playing DP, this is definitely a card you want to play in your deck. So why craft this? The answer is yes. Next up, for the last triple rare we got for Dimensional Police is Dayusha. Dayusha is a really good card in the future, not right now just because it is 10k base, but do take note, Dayusha have a new skill, which is Counter Blast 2, to get 2,000 power until the end of the turn. That means if you for some reason this is actually 12,000 power, because we do have a rare where you can tap and then gain 2,000 power to your Vanguard. That means you just need 2 more 1,000 power to actually get a second crit for Vanguard. That means you can just Counter Blast 2 and then you will hit your requirement for that. And also you can trigger this skill on the Vanguard circle as well. So that's very good because you can make some magic number with it. But why craft it? The answer is not at the moment. I will craft it in the future, but not right now, just because it's not viable right now because you have your Agniman Storm and it's kind of your Dayusha clone. But if you have some copy of Dayusha in your collection, you can add it to your Agniman Storm deck because this will be your backup, right? So why craft this? Not right now, but in the future I will craft this. I mean, this is safe craft in general because it is not going to die off since we are getting Great Dayusha in the future. So if you have it, good for you. Okay, next up we have Dark Irregulars. So we have Doreen here. Doreen the Truster. So why craft this card? If you are playing Dark Irregular right now, I would say you should. But in the future, this card might die off because also another reason why you shouldn't craft this because you can get it for free through tournament mode. Because right now in Japan we have a mode called tournament mode where you can play in the mode and you can earn V coupons and you can use those coupons to exchange for promo cards. So what's promo cards? Promo cards is cards that is already in this game but in an alternate art form. That means, for example, right now we have Silent Tom, Ashra Kaiser. You can get those for a certain amount of tickets for a different art. So you can kind of get it for free, and the tournament mode is also free. You don't really pay any gems to participate in it. So later in the future, we actually get this card as a promo, so we can exchange that for a certain amount of V coupons. So I'll say this is not a craft unless you want to play Dark Irregular right now, since you can get it for free in the future. Next up, PG, no explanation needed. Grim the Reaper. This is a really good card because it is a Berserk Dragon. And Berserk Dragon, as you guys know, is a really good card. So why give this a craft? Yes, because I will still be playing this deck in the future Dark Irregular deck in general, just because burning a grade 2 or less in 0 is very important because you can burn the interceptor and then that is 1 less defense and you can push 1 extra damage. So will I give this a craft? The answer is yes. But you don't really need 4 copy, maximum 3 copy is good enough just because Counterblast 2 is quite heavy and the irregular don't have any counter charger for the clan itself. Next up with Amon. So surprisingly Amon is triple rare. In the TCG is triple rare. So right now it's double rare, so that's very nice. Wildcraft Amon, the answer is yes, why not? Amon is a really good card. If you want to play Dark Regular, Amon is the solid card to build around because it's kind of your control variant deck, since you can kind of trade your rearguard with your opponent rearguard. Because like paying the cost Counterblast 1, you just need to put a card from your rearguard to the soul and then you can retire one of your opponent back row at random. But after their back row have already completely wiped out, it will then start retiring units in the front row. So this is a really good card. If you want to play Dark Regular, you should run 4 copies of this. So why craft it? I will if I'm playing Dark Regular. Next up, we have No Life King. So this is also another good card. But do you really want to play 4 copies? I don't think it's necessary because it don't really have any use until the moment you receive 5 damage. Wait a second. Did this card actually get buffed? I think it did. When this unit attack, if your damage zone has 4 or more, that means, cause last time we need 5 damage, but this time it's actually 4, so it's actually better. But like I said, it's still the same reason. Do you really want to play 4 copies? No, just because you only want to write this when you're at 4 more damage. And then it can trigger its skill. And I think it's a fairly safe craft because you can still play this in the future. So same logic, I will craft this if I'm playing Dark Regular, but I would say don't craft 4 copies. You are good. I would say at least 2 copies is good enough. 2 to 3. It's not necessary to get 4, but the next triple rare is kind of nice. It's a double rare. No, it's not a double rare. What am I talking? It's a triple rare and it is your kind of gun slot because the skill is very, very similar to gun slot. So gun slot is really good because in this game your grade 3 is a trigger and you can recycle your trigger back to your deck and search for grade 2 which block the attack, so that's very nice. And since gun slot is so good, this card obviously is going to be good as well. So why craft this? I will craft this same if you're playing Dark Irregular because you do want to run 4 copies of this if you are a serious Dark Irregular player because you want to run heal on this guy, not this guy, this girl, since you can recycle your heal trigger and heal is the strongest trigger in this deck, in this game. I mean, you guys can argue with me about that, but in my opinion, heal is the strongest trigger. So why craft it? Like I said, I will craft it if I'm playing Dark Irregular, or else I would just hold off to my materials for now. Next up, we have Pure Moon. We're just gonna start off with the weakest one, which is Robert. Robert, not a card you will use in the future or right now because you have a better option. So I'm not really gonna talk much about why I don't use this card. So why craft this? The answer is no, because this card is way better. Golden Beast Tamer, so this is your main right and not Robert. So why craft this? The answer is yes. And can you still use this card in the future? The answer is yes as well, and since it's only a double rare, it's not that expensive. And this card is really good because your front row gain 3000 power. So this actually helped when the end come out because they are going to be 30k base and MLB is going to be 12k base. So why craft this? The answer is yes. Next up, we have Crimson Beast Tamer. So why craft this card? The answer is kind of yes and no again. Because why no? Because there's other solution. There's a budget version of this double rare card because we have a common, or is it common or rare? I'm not too sure, where you can pull her out of the soul and the moment you pull out the soul it gains 3000 power. So it's kind of similar. So I would say I don't really want to craft this card, but if you're at 3 copies and you need 1 more, then go ahead and craft it. If not, I will not give this a craft. Next up, triple rares, we have Alice. Alice is a really good card right now and you want to play 4 copies. Without a doubt, you need 4 copies in your Pure Moon deck because it is kind of your win condition as well. Because of her, you can get an extra attack off and do 1 extra damage. So why craft this? If you are playing Pure Moon right now and you're impatient, you want to play it right now, right? You should craft it. But if you are patient, we'll be getting Alice as a rank reward in the future later on. So if you're patient with that, I would say don't craft it. But if you want to play it right now, you should craft it. And you need 4 copies of this, so it can be quite expensive. So do spend your material wisely. But the card that I will craft is Purple Trapezes because we're not in Japan. We haven't get any promo card for this card, even though there is one in real life. But we haven't get any news for this card. So that means you can't really get this card through event. That means you can only get it in packs and using your Pure Moon materials for it. And you kind of want to run 4 or at least 3 copy just because it is a really strong card. And if you're a Pure Moon player, you should understand why this card is so strong. And in the future, you'll be running this as well. When Dragon Tamer Lucio is out, you will be playing this card as well. So will I craft this? The answer is yes. Okay, lastly, we have Bermuda Triangle, the clan that is pretty much the weakest in my opinion. So I'm just going to talk about it really quickly. Pearl Sister, you should craft it just because it's good in general. Pearl Sister, your Pearl Sister grade 1 and your Pearl Sister grade 2. Grade 1 is double rare and grade 2 is triple rare, so you want 4 copy of each. If you are a fan of Bermuda Triangle, you should craft it because you can still use it in the future. And for the chain ride, you should craft it if you are playing the chain ride, but the chain ride is not optimal right now. So do consider your crafting option wisely. And this is alright to craft as well, I guess, but it's not necessary as well. And okay, the triple rare you want to craft is actually this and this if you are playing Bermuda Triangle. And right now Bermuda Triangle isn't the greatest, and even though if you want to build Bermuda Triangle, there's still option. For example, we'll be building a deck using Reindeer and Pacifica. You don't really want to be running this because it's not that great in this game, at least for the moment right now. And also I won't be crafting this and this because you can get this 2 triple rare in the future through rank reward as well. So I'll be holding on to my materials and not craft those 2 triple rare, and for the other 2 triple rare you can safely craft it because there's no other way to get it. So I've finally come to the end of the set 2. There's a lot of talking and I'm really thirsty right now, but I actually do hope you guys learn a bunch of stuff in this video because this kind of video is to help you guys to invest in your card wisely, especially if you're a free to play player because your resources is very limited and you want to spend it wisely so that you won't get any temptation to actually spend money on this game. And do let me know if you actually find this video helpful down below in the comment section, and I'll be signing off right now, so see you guys next time. Goodbye.